Buildings at this time need to work harder for their tenants. People want to move to buildings where amenities are robust. There is bountiful availability and access to nature, fresh air, light. To make this building successful, we needed to kind of create its own ecosystem.
This was the Chicago post office. If you know Chicago, how many Chicagoans drive beneath this? It's just this iconic building that everyone knows about and everyone's expecting something to happen.
The post office was actually decommissioned in the late 90s. It stood vacant for almost 20 years. 601 companies out of New York City purchased the building in an effort to redevelop it and reposition it as a mixed-use office hub in this part of the city.
It was a little intimidating coming up here on the first day. It was winter. I think it was January. It was very cold.
The masonry was falling apart. The waterproofing had to be redone. The whole structure was really in decay. It's approximately 4 acres, or about the size of 4 football fields. So not only did you have sort of the historic structural challenge, but just the scale of the endeavor was quite ambitious.
One of the first things we did was sort of an analysis of park spaces and open spaces within a 5-minute walk of this project. And we saw, hey, there's not a lot of park space. There's not a lot of places where people can go and grab a bite of lunch outside and be around nature. So we originally conceived this as the park for this city unto itself.
In thinking about it, we were looking from both top view and the human experience of walking around the garden. So we understood that we needed to make an impact both from the Willis Tower and then also the people that were coming up from the building and were going to walk around it.
We actually separated out the plants with kind of like a gravel strip.
So we keep those structured lines that really complement the Art Deco style of the architecture.
And we did it in a plan view. So it's something you don't sense here, but when you get to see it above, the connection to the qualities of the building is seen. A lot of the pathways and all the planning zones you see on site are restricted to a minimal pounds per square foot. And with that led to the design challenge of only being able to work with 6-inch soil profile for the entire property.
Using traditional green roof soil mixes, we would have probably only been able to put in, sedums or other plants that would maybe achieve this much height. And it would have ended up being a very, static landscape with maybe only subtle variations in color and textures.
Fortunately for us, there was a company that had developed a proprietary soil mix. We moved forward with the planting plan that would include herbaceous material and perennials and grasses.
When you take a building of this scale, you have to be creative in how you turn it around and reposition it for its new life, for its second act.
These re-envisioned rooftops have a real potential for playing a critical role in really breathing new life to these historic properties.